Hey folks, this warm weather is giving me anklet vibes. So let's turn down and we are going to make an anklet using the remaining beads from my, well, not all of them. There's odds and end few little beads left in my India glass from a spiral bubble netting. And then I have the shell beads from my FOC project. So let's turn down and we'll get started on that and I'll show you what we're doing. So here's the pile of India glass and the shell beads, and I also have these gunmetal black spacers, which I'm going to put between everything. And I have a couple of gunmetal crimp tubes. We're also going to use some white quartz soft flex medium beading wire, and I'm just going to string right on the spool. Mainly because, well, frankly, when I first started this, I was thinking earrings. I would make some earrings. And then I thought, you know, there's plenty of these beads. I could make a really cool bracelet or anklet. And I just think I want to go with anklet. So we'll get these beads sort of separated out here, as far as the little black ones are concerned anyway. And the shell ones. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread these India glass out. And so we're going to just spread these so they'll make a really cool pattern through here. Wherever we feel we need them. And sort of like this, I think. And then between each one of these beads, we're going to have shell bead. So we'll start with one of these guys here. Come on, go on. What's with you? There we go. And then one of our and then between each one of these, we're going to either put 2 or 3. I might go with 3 because I've always liked a pattern of 3, and we'll see where we end up as far as length is concerned. But we got lots of these shells, so we got plenty of stuff to go. And I think these shells are really beachy like, so I think that would work good. So I'm sure we have enough to go with 3 for each, between each. And this guy. This could also make a really fun bracelet, I think. If we can't get enough length for a anklet, maybe we'll just switch it to being a bracelet. But I don't think we're going to have any trouble making it the length for an anklet. If anything, we may have to cut a little bit out because we already have 3 inches. We only need 9, and of course you got to remember we also have our lobster claw and stuff to put on, so we should be plenty good enough for the anklet. Oh, it fell from here. I'm like, why do I have 2 of these side by side? I shouldn't have them side by side like that. Definitely thinning out my shell pieces here. Oops, I forgot my black spacer. Now I think if this ends up being too long, I'm going to be doing some major tearing apart, because I will want to take out probably either these cobalt beads or one set of cobalt beads anyway, because, well, let's face it, there's the most cobalt, and I don't want it to be entirely cobalt. So of course I could have kept it to 2 shell, and then it probably would have been perfectly fine. But I suspect I'm going to be too long now, because it looks pretty darn long already without the lobster claw and the last few beads here. In fact, let's measure it right now and see how we're doing. Now see, once we get those on, we're going to be at least 9, which means we wouldn't be able to do our We need at least a inch to half an inch for our, so it would be right here would be plenty without our last bead there. So I think we'll take out this guy and put this guy on. We'll crimp this side. Roll these down here. Cut our cord. And then we are going to take out this cobalt bead right here and just put this guy in. And let's see what length we're at then. Now we're a little less than I want to be, because we want to be about at least 8. So I guess we put our shell beads back on. That would do it, I'm sure. So now let's measure it. And now it's at almost 8.5. So that's a good length. Let's push these aside here so they're not in our way. And we'll get our sizer out to see how it looks like on the sizer. So here's our anklet size right here. Pull it up and around. It almost says it could be a little bigger, because probably the circumference with the shell is. But on the other hand, I think we will still stop it here, because we do have to put our lobster claw on and stuff like that. And if we end up with needing a little length, we can always put a tiny extender chain on. So I think we're going to put the rest of these things up so that they don't get lost. Maybe I leave these out with the shells. I was thinking of making a pair of earrings with them. So now we got to get a lobster claw. This one isn't gunmetal, but it is antique silver, so that wouldn't be bad. Let's make sure it's working fine. Oop. Yes, it is. Then we'll need a couple of our crimp tubes and a couple of jump rings. So we'll get those out and get this put together. Okay, I've got some, I have my gunmetal crimp tube. Bing, come here, baby. And I have a gunmetal black one, which can hold on to this guy. Actually, I have two of them here out here accidentally. We'll hook this guy on. Now, I doubt very strongly if this wire is going to go through those little, these little guys twice. Well, it might. There's quite a bit of more space there than I thought there was. Let's give it a try. It will, but it won't go through the shell. But it will go through that, so that's fine. So let's push her through there. Come here, you. So we will just crimp this right here. We'll push this little guy up and cut the excess wire off right here. Now we're going to roll these guys over to the other side over there. Get this other crimp tube through and this jump ring. Now we already know it will go through both our crimp tube and this first little bead, but unlikely for the shell. But we can give it a little bit of a try, see if it will. No. So let's pull this baby up. Sure it'll move around. And now we're going to crimp this crimp tube right here. And cut off the extra wire. There we go. Now we'll open this smaller one and put our jump ring on. And close her up. Now we'll hook her up and see how long she actually is. If she needs a little more, then we will just it's about 8.5 or 8 3/4, I should say, so it could have used just a little bit more. Nothing drastic, but a little bit would have been nice. So if we wanted to, we could take and just simply, this one is weird. We could put another jump ring in here, just so we have a couple. Or we could put something fancy hanging there so that it would, but with like a little teeny piece of chain so that you could hook onto it if you wanted to. So think I'm just going to cut a couple of links of chain off here and put that on there so that we have a little bit of extra if we want it. So we'll just hook this on to the jump ring. This jump ring looks a little smaller than I'm used to using, but that's all right. It still works, especially since I'm going to put these little pieces of chain on here. So we're going to open this up and we're going to put these chain pieces on here. We can just open this baby up and put it on whichever link we want. Now we're way bigger than we need to be, of course. I think maybe the second link might make our 9 inches. So let's see if it does. Yep, second link is perfect for 9 inches. So if I actually wanted to, I could change this to the gunmetal black link, which would be a little bit smaller, to hook this on, and I may do that because even though this is a stainless link, I think the little black one would be fine, and that would make our chain look not as big. What I need is a tiny little, like beachy like thing to hang on the very bottom here. Like I could just put a little shell link down there, but I'd rather have something like a, nah, I think I'll just leave it like this. Let's see how long it is if I put it on the very last link. Should be a little smaller than it was with the other one because of, yeah, it goes to 9 1/4 with the on the very last link. And it's not bad. I like it. We'll leave it alone. That little bit of chain is fine. And like I said, if we wanted it to be 9, I could even take these links off to make that be that length. But we'll just leave it be. So there is our anklet all finished with our shells and everything. Isn't that cool? Though frankly, I'll be truthful, I don't like the way the little chain hangs when we hook it in here. Really would like a little something to hang at the bottom, but I don't know if I have anything silver or black or anything like that. Okay, I found this little turtle, and so I got a little silver jump ring, and we will hook him right onto the bottom of this. And then we'll be done, all done with this little anklet. I could put more charms into the bracelet itself, but I didn't choose to do so. So this jump ring is about the size of the chain, so it matches up quite nicely. So there we go. Our anklet with our little turtle hanging down from off of him. So here is our cute little anklet with our little turtle dangle, made out of the shells from my FOC bag from Thunderhorse Descendant. And the India glass is from my spiral bubble netting inspiration bundle from Thunderhorse Descendant. Isn't that a cute little anklet? I think it turned out really cute. I enjoyed making it. It's definitely beachy with shells, with all the shells in it, but isn't that cute? This is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and I hope you enjoyed making this with me. It's been pretty fun. So there you go.